Hello, welcome to Hellotouf, the YouTube channel for tech review and films. And today I'm going to review Seberg, the new biopic film about Jean Seberg starring Kristen Stewart. Let's have a look at the trailer.
Hello? Hello? They've tapped our phones. They're listening. I can hear these little clicks on the line. I think it's the government.
Where have you been?
They kept us late at the office.
Our job is to cheapen our image in the eyes of the public.
There's things that I've been ordered to do.
Those are pictures from her bedroom. Are you having an affair?
They're pushing her too hard. She's coming apart.
This comes from above.
Miss Seberg, you gotta stop. They will destroy you, your reputation.
For those of you who don't know, Jean Seberg was an actress that operated around the 40s to the 60s in the 20th century, and she was basically kind of known as the icon of French New Wave cinema. She starred in a film by Jean Luc Godard called A Bout De Souffle, which was translated as Breathless, and is one of the defining films of the New Wave cinema that came out of France at that time. She became the poster girl of that kind of movement as well, and there's iconic images of sort of like, you know, Jean Seberg with Jean-Paul Belmondo in that film. And it's a great film, made in 1960. In this film, Jean Seberg gets involved with the Black Panthers movement and gets involved with a revolutionary called Hakim Jamal, who's heavily involved with the Black Panthers, and obviously that is the focus of what the FBI is trying to sort of like crack down on. So you've got two other players in the film. There's Hakim Jamal, played by Mackie, and there's also Jack O Connell, that plays the FBI agent that's sent to monitor Jean Seberg throughout her habitats and kind of profile her as such, so she can become on the FBI's blacklist as such in terms of people to monitor. It kind of highlights the idea of tyranny in America, and also the idea of how when America in the 50s and 60s was really kind of like fearful of communism, the threat of communism, and also sort of threatening revolutionary parties like the Black Panthers. So they would monitor people, and they would kind of like, you know, tap their phones. They would kind of like profile actors and actresses that were involved with communist regimes or other regimes, political regimes that were away from the governmental administrations, and that's what the focus of the film is. She did play Joan of Arc in a film by Otto Preminger, and in that film famously she was kind of like scarred because some of the flames actually burnt her physically in real life with the real Jean Seberg, and that kind of comes across in the story as well. So she's always been kind of like a tortured actress, and Kristen Stewart kind of nails it. She's really good as the role. I didn't really like her in the Twilight films, but in 2016 she did kind of start doing more kind of art house films after the Twilight franchise had finished, and she did a film called Personal Shop with Olivier Assayas, who's the director, and that was quite a good film where I kind of started to notice actually her acting chops are a little bit better than what she did in Twilight. And I think that her performance and her getting to know Jean Seberg as such, nuances in there that kind of obviously contributed to the deterioration of her mental health, it comes across really well. Jack O Connell's really good as Jack Solomon, the FBI agent. Vince Vaughn is very good as the FBI agent who's the partner of Jack O'Connell in a kind of a very slimy character kind of way. And Mackie's just really good in generally everything that he does as Hakim Jamal. Zazie Beetz is also in this film, who I last saw in Deadpool 2 and is a brilliant and wonderful actress. She's really good as Hakim Jamal's wife. So all in all, Seberg is a good film in itself, but for me the glossiness of the film is kind of what detracts from the actual story. Had the film been shot in a kind of French New Wave style, a bit more loose, a bit more camera friendly, a bit more kind of open, maybe I would be seeing the film in a different kind of light. But it's also the glossiness of it, having these very big starry actors play these very small intimate characters. That's where the rub is for me in terms of the film. But it looks beautiful. The performance by Kristen Stewart is very, very good, and in that sense, in terms of telling the story comes across really well. So I'm going to give it about 4 out of 5. This film, I was going to give it 3.5 when I wrote it down, but I think 4 is what the film deserves, and you should check it out when it comes out. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video on Seberg. If you'd like to see another review, please click here. If you'd like to subscribe, just click here. And also please hit that like button, and if you want to hit the notification button, then you'll know when the next video is coming up. Also, if you'd like to leave a comment below and tell me what you thought about Seberg, that would be really interesting. Are you a Kristen Stewart fan? Unlike me. So, like, you know, it'd be good to see how much you've got to say about her, because she's a good actress, don't get me wrong. I just sometimes struggle with her ever since I've seen Twilight, so that's just me. But yeah, it'd be really good to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much.